my boyfriend is angry with me because I don't care that she cheated with a woman. Well, I guess sorry, this person's it's not their first language. English is not their first language. So here it is. I guess this guy. Well, I'm gonna read it, but basically the guy is angry at his girlfriend because she cheated on him with a woman.
So he's not angry.
He is angry.
He is angry.
Oh, okay. He is angry. Okay.
So here it is. Yesterday, my girlfriend went out with her girlfriends to hang out and drink. Apparently, she got very wasted and ended up sleeping with one of her female friends. She told me as much this morning, crying. For context, she is bi, and I have known since we started dating. I just told her to calm down, and I really don't mind because I actually find it hot. Apparently, that was the wrong thing to say because she blew up and told me it was invalidating her sexuality and that if it was a man instead, he would be angry. That's true. I would instantly break up with her. And she just left before I could say a word to her and blocked me on everything. Girlfriend claims I'm invalidating her sexuality because I'm not angry at the fact that she slept with another woman.
That's... Huh?
I understand. It's a person altogether. So the fact that you're not upset at the fact that I stepped out of the relationship.
Because it's a woman.
Period. Just because I stepped out of the relationship is a red flag. That's what she's basically saying. So because if it was a man, now you're doing a condition.
I guess. I don't know. That's interesting to me. I get it.
You're making it conditional. So the concept of actual faithfulness does not exist just because you like
the other side. You're like, oh, okay, that's not bad.
Okay.
And it also opens up the door where it's like, oh, well, if he was to step out with somebody else, let's say, okay, she should be okay with the concept that he stepped out and slept with somebody else.
It doesn't matter what.
It doesn't matter. That was what her stance is. It doesn't matter whether or not it's a man or a woman. It's the concept that
he wasn't.
I get it.
She's upset. He wasn't
upset. He wasn't mad at the fact that it was the affair.
So
the affair is more important than who it is. It's just the affair. So she's coming there crying and it's like, oh, it was a woman. All right, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Harsh reality is a lot of guys probably will think that way.
Yeah.
It is the harsh reality because they're like, oh, that's not it's not like it's no penis is involved.
Because then on top of it, that means that she probably...
No, but that's just how people are.
Yeah.
That's just some people are. And then she's just like, you're invalidating who I am as an individual because this and that.
So it's like it's a play thing.
I'm going to say he dodged a bullet.
Because if that girl that she slept with was a stud, she got a fake penis.
But even some people just wouldn't matter if it was fake. Some people are just if it was a...
Yeah. But it was a fake penis. But if that same stud is transitioning, now it matters.
Some people it won't matter. Still.
It won't matter.
I would say
it's weird.
That's the reaction.
We are having an issue about the trans individual in the jail cell who impregnated people.
I didn't have an issue with that.
I'm not saying you. I said we as in society. We are having an issue.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's society changes. Because society will have issues this year and then 10 years.
Because after that happened, they transferred her back to the male prison.
Exactly.
But that's the thing. This is what...
That's my point.
I'm not going to get into that. But back to this.
Wait a minute. But even then, if you get pregnant, that means you're still technically... You know what I'm saying? You didn't go for the full...
Organs, yeah. You didn't have a full operation. This is true. Yeah.
So I guess they kind of looked at it like, hey, your thing is still working, so...
But hence why it's how complex it is. I just want to get back to the...
Yeah, but no, the complexity is still the same in the sense that she is I don't know if she's just born a woman, but she's a woman who is talking about the morality of the stance. That's what it is. She confessed that the fact that she cheated, she stepped out of the relationship, but the fact that this guy is saying and saying oh, that's okay because it's a woman, it is dismissing her sexuality.
this is how I feel about it. He has to understand that. You have to understand where she's coming from, and you have to understand. You have to take time to understand where she's coming from. I understand it may be hard, but you got to take time to understand where she's coming from.
I mean, it's a little late. She blocked.
Yeah. And you got to understand that.
I'm gonna come with my response. Something suspicious about that too.
No, but one thing I've learned when it came to certain arguments, with women, I think I spoke about this before. Like, you just not gonna win sometimes when it comes to like a feeling and somehow someone feels about it and all these things. But when that comes to play, if someone's telling you how they feel about something, it doesn't matter how logical it is or how thing it is. You may feel like you're right, but when feelings come to play, you will not win. As crazy as it is, you just won't win. And even if you win, what is the reward for winning? There is no reward. Shop lock up. She's still mad at the fact that you think otherwise. You just don't win.
Wait, doesn't the shop lock up if you submit defeat in the long term?
What do you mean?
So like, don't some women see it as like, because you let her win, whatever that means, we'll just play a quote, let her win. Wouldn't she lock the shop later and be like, you let me beat you in arguments? I'm gonna lock it up.
See, and that's the complexity that I just leave alone. Because I may be wrong when I say this, but like, there's just certain things. I just feel like I'm way like it's gonna be. My brain cannot function that way.
Okay.
Like, my brain cannot function that way.
Do you want it to function that way?
I don't want to, because life is a little bit more easier when I do. Yeah, life is a little bit more easier when I don't function that way. My life, like certain things are a little bit more.
Holy.
Certain situations, it's a little bit more simple of just being like, okay, I understand, and learning how she feels.
Right.
Sometimes you can fight it, you can argue it, you can go hell bad. It's like, nah, but you're not making any sense. But you just gotta you have to take time, because sometimes it makes sense and it doesn't hit yet. Sometimes it's just full of emotions. Sometimes you just have to be like, okay, I understand what you're saying, and let's go back the next day and talk about this. Let the smoke clear, and let's continue this conversation.
She didn't let it clear though. She immediately.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's gonna be all night, because it's like they have to get it off, and you can't stop that movement of getting it off. You know what I mean? They need to say what they need to say, and you gotta listen.
What, for her right there in that situation, or just in general?
Just in general. Like, I'm just saying, just in general. Like, sometimes it's like,
no. So I don't need to listen. So sometimes.
Reaction is fine.
Yeah, just sometimes it's like what? Like,
well, you stay there.
And the fact, like,
you stay there, bucko.
The thing is, as he whispered before, the fact already blocked on everything. It's like,
no. For him, he's a done deal, sir. Sir, back to your question. I mean,
yeah, something's very suspicious about that.
What was he wanting?
I'm not saying suspicious, but I do understand where she's coming from in a sense. You got to understand that I think for her, it's not one bun matters, all bun matters.
What?
Like, all cheating matters.
Oh, okay.
Like, in that sense. Like, it's like, oh, you can't just be like, oh, if it's a man, you're offended and you'd break up with her. But if it's a woman, it's like, oh, it's not that bad.
Wait a minute.
Because that's not okay. It's just, she's coming to you crying. Imagine that. She's coming to you crying like, oh my gosh, I just tarnished a relationship. How? You slept with a man? No, a woman. Oh, okay. It's not bad.
But you don't know if that could have been a whole 6-month relationship on the side.
That's what I mean. Like,
right.
It
could have been,
but for him, it doesn't matter. Some people be like, yo,
it's the leaving part.
I feel so bad. I ate half of your burgers. That's all right. It's just a burger. But the problem is, I ate the burger and it's not mine.
See, it's that aspect of, the acting you're doing is good. Like, it's that aspect of like, wait, how can we?
Something is still wrong.
Yeah.
It's still wrong.
It's not only that. It's like, when I read it this morning, I got a vibe from like, why aren't you reacting the way I want you to react? And because he went, oh, well, okay.
But that's the thing. Some people find certain things important than others, more important than others. Her sexuality is important to her. That's why she felt the way she felt.
I mean, she left the relationship.
Confusing.
She's gone. Like,
but
I mean, it's not confusing. It's very simple, as we said.
Yeah.
It's the fact that the act of stepping out of the relationship was wrong.
Yeah.
But she's not going to stay with somebody who's going to... Yeah. She's not going to stay with somebody who's going to be like, oh, it's okay.
But that's just what it is. Like, it doesn't care. It doesn't matter if you killed this person or whatever. To some people, it's like, it's not bad. Killing is... It's bad.
Right?
like if you steal something, it's like you can steal from the rich or steal from the poor. It's still stealing.
Yeah. It's still bad.
It's still bad. As much as people could justify it, like, well, they have it anyway. No. It's still bad.
Actually, if they kind of owe you because they used to own other people, you might get even out that way.
Stealing, the whole concept of stealing. Stealing something that's
and
not
for hers,
yours.
it's the whole concept of cheating.
Right. And obviously she's going to be like, okay, some people will be like, whoa, okay, well, you know what I mean? Some people will be okay with, okay, you're cool with it. All right, bet. But some people, like, they take the moral or whatever, they take that foundation part seriously.
You know what though? I think that's how you're supposed to react. You're supposed to, because someone stepped out, you could be like, oh, thank God, I get to leave. Oh, thank you.
Oh, I get to cheat. Oh, yes.
Oh, thank
you know what I mean? Like,
you know what, it was crazy because I was in a relationship where a guy, it didn't matter whether it was girl or guy, anyone I was talking to, he would be offended.
I think I was around that area.
Yeah. He was not going to have it. But that's to tell you, because again, it goes back to the sexuality. I'm a bisexual woman, so therefore I can marry man or woman.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a relationship with this guy, he doesn't want to know that I'm leaving him for a woman. Because then it's offending to him. It's offensive to him.
And I think in certain aspects, that's more offending. That's more offensive.
Right?
You could get the job done, so you went to a woman?
Oh.
That's how it sounds in their mind.
Yeah, that's how it sounds.
So you should like, this, like, imagine that. You, like... Anyway, I'll leave that.
Or it could have been like
you see what I'm saying.
It could have been like she was just doing that anyway. You just happened to be, I don't know, a rest stop, I guess. I'll use that. And she's like, that's not my final thing. And she just goes,
yeah.
Thing away.
So it's like, oh, she
goes. Dudes, listen to that. Don't take great offense to that. That has nothing to do with anything. But that whole, I don't know, block on everything.
It's the block on everything, though. I can't lie.
And just disappear. That's a little.
My girl ran into the sunset with that girl.
Like something's like. Like she really cut. Like she was like, nah, I'm out of here.
Just look at these faces. But anyway, I guess we can wrap this up. Let's get it.